Part 4 coming at you right now. LSuperSonicQ, Modern Sonic Clay tutorial. Yeah. Alright. In the previous 3 parts, we've finished this much, so that's about like 75%, give or take. So now we're going to go on to the legs. I think the legs, aside from the eyes that I mentioned earlier, are probably the next... Well, the eyes are the most important in making it look good, but the legs are the most important in making it, like, actually look good, because if your legs happen to fail while baking in the oven, then you will have a really crappy clay model because it's just going to fall apart. So we have to make sure that we do the legs right, we do it right the first time. So the legs are very similar to the arms. It's more the shoes that you guys are going to need like a tutorial on. But I will take my very hard blue clay and roll it out, not that thick, but thick enough so that I can make it look in scale with the arms, and so that it'll actually support Sonic's weight. I think even that's way too thick. Sonic has skinny legs regardless about what kind of error you're looking at. I think something like that is good, even though that's a little too long, but... my cheap tools. Alright. So, there's a leg, we will not need that till later, but we're going to do something before I forget about it, which I almost, did. We're gonna put a toothpick in this, right now. Because it's that important. I'm so sick of making clay models, spending hours on it, and then it just falling apart in the oven, I have to spend another, hour and a half trying to fix it, because I was never one to throw my clay away if it fell over in the oven. I'm like, alright, I gotta fix this. I'm not gonna throw it away because it's a waste of clay and a waste of time. So, if you guys remember back to good old Sonic the Fighter set Knuckles, what he looked like, that was the result of, repairing. So, I think it's a lot better to repair than to just throw away. So, this toothpick is shedding inside Sonic's leg. Alright, I'm gonna stick this all the way through because it's that important. If you get any, if the clay rips, then just kind of push it over and patch it up. Alright, so there we go. For right now, that's all we're gonna leave that at. And now we're gonna do the cuffs first. And I'm gonna make these the same way I made the glove cuffs. I'm gonna go along with the style of the ears. You make your circle, you pinch it, boop, push, flatten, get that, do it again, and then push together with a slight amount of skill. Then kind of flatten it out. I don't think the the shoes and the shoe cuffs and stuff, well, I was gonna say they don't have to look as good. They have to look as good, but for the shoes and stuff, I'm gonna say they can be a little bigger and stuff because like I said, this is kind of the be-all end-all of your model. This is the be-all end-all of your model, because if you completely mess up the shoes and they fall over and stuff, then whatever. So to a degree, I want to say that the actual factor if your clay model will stand up or fall over is a little bit more important than whether or not the shoes look as good as you might want them to be. But if you're really skilled and if you watch this tutorial and try and stuff, then you can get them to look as good as you want them, as well as being able to stand. Yeah, positive reinforcement. Alright, so while I was talking about that in the camera, I was trying to push this really hard red clay together. This clay is just awful. It's just ready? Look at this. Look at that. It's shedding all over the place. Oh my god, I hate this stuff. I have to make a video sometime really soon about the art store I go to buy my clay and all the different types and different styles and stuff, because I'm still getting asked quite a bit on what type of clay. I know I say it's Sculpt 3, but I think just for anybody it'd be a lot easier if I just went down to the art store and I'm like, okay, there's this type of Sculpt 3, there's this color that comes in this size, and then there are these ones. So yeah, I'm still fumbling around with this red here. But yeah, I have to do that video sometime next time I go to the art store to restock, which might be soon because there are some more models I want to sculpt with just colored clay, and I don't have any more except the really crap stuff you just saw. All right, so got my red here, and I'm gonna kind of it's like a bunch of like air in it, which air is not a problem with Sculpey 3 clay. You can have a huge air bubble in the middle of your clay model, and it would still bake fine. So whatever. But all right, enough rambling and chit chat aside. We're gonna do this shoe now. So it's kind of a long shape, and it's not really pointed up. It's kind of like wide and on the ground, like as opposed to classic. See, it's kind of like that. I want to say, as opposed to classic Sonic. So we got that. That's probably a pretty good set. I'm just kind of eyeballing this right here. Ah, man, come on. Might want to make it a little bigger. Might make... well, I'm going to make the legs shorter, I guess. Which is actually good so we have some toothpick room. That arm fell off. Alright. So, I'll call that fine for now. What are we going to do first on this shoe? I'm going to do the bottom first. Oh, actually, you know, yeah, never mind. I was originally going to make like the gray on the bottom, but I want to put a stand on the Sonic, so that won't be necessary. But if you were to do that, then you just get some gray, completely cover the bottom, and then what I would do, you could take some black or just toothpicks and kind of make the little like lines going across that show his little the traction or whatever he has. But since we're not going to do that because I want to make a stand, we'll do the stripe over it. So really simple. Just flatten it out. I don't even remember what this was the front. And then start from one side, press it down, and then go as slow as you need to across, and there you go. Then I'm going to flatten it out a little bit, make it a little wider. And then to my surprise, after consulting many Jazzwares figures in my collection, that he actually does have a buckle. I didn't think classic Sonic, or not, I didn't think modern Sonic had a buckle on his shoe, but that just goes to show you how many modern Sonic games I've played. So, yeah, roll that thin, and I'm doing this in midair, kind of push and pinch, so you get something like that. And then I'm going to take a toothpick and just slightly fix the areas. Didn't look good. I'm talking really quietly. Apparently when I'm really into this, I don't pay attention to my volume. Alright, bam. And then, I don't know, we'll put that on this one. On the outside of the shoe. There we go. Like that. And then we have enough toothpick room from before. Put that on. I think it was like that. I'm going to slide that off for a second. Zoom it in. Push that. I'm just going to just like jab it in there. No, that didn't just happen. That did not just happen. Look at that. Perfect time to show you guys what not to do. This could happen. I think most of it is just because my clay, like I said, is really old. But look, if you push the toothpick too far down at the end, then it's going to push out the side. And yeah, then you'll have to do some repairing. So don't do that. Make sure you have enough room wherever you're going to push this in before you actually push it in. I can't believe that just happened. I thought we were in the clear here. Alright, I'm going to do a quick patch on this. This is actually a pretty long tutorial. I think it's been about an hour at this point. Well, I don't actually know how long in film time it's been, but between when I started this and it's been an hour. And that's kind of smudging our belt buckle, so you should definitely not put the belt buckle on until you're like all done with the shoe, which I thought we were. Alright, I'm gonna put that back in. Okay, that looks good enough. Don't mess up again. It's in. We've got enough toothpick up front. If this arm falls off, then I told you it was gonna. I'm just taking it off now. Push that in. You have a toothpick, so just follow the toothpick. Push it down. There you go. There you go. There you go. There is your leg and shoe and cuff. I should push that arm in. By the way, I did put a toothpick in between the head and that arm, which you can do or you don't really have to. I think it'll help. All right, there we go. I'm gonna make the other leg. Hopefully, we'll not have as much trouble as that. Then we will do the final touches and the base and that kind of thing. I don't think I've made a base in any of my videos before because these models have been so small, but I will make a base. So yeah, stick around for that.